Hi, I'm Danielle Porter, and I'm the CEO and founder of Nourish 927. I am a nutrition counselor, and I am also a Beachbody coach. I run an at-home business that utilizes a network marketing platform. I help people through their journey toward a healthier, more abundant life using nutrition, fitness, and spiritual development to build a more resilient life. So what's the mission for my business? The mission of Nourish 927 is to equip, teach, and lead others to live their healthiest, most abundant life possible. Our vision statement is in the next 2 years, Team Nourished, which is the Beachbody side of what I do, will be an elite team of health and wellness warriors, equipping and leading other women by putting themselves on the priority list so that they can change the health legacy of their family. I do have a business plan. So a year and a half ago, I attended a business conference where my world was rocked. I've been a Beachbody coach for 3.5 years, and I thought I was doing great. I mean, I had a paycheck every week. My team was very slowly but steadily growing, and I thought I was doing really, really great. And so then I went to this business conference here in town, and I got gut punched. Because I did not have a business, I had a hobby, which is very, very common and totally okay. But that's not what I was calling myself. That's not what I was, and that's not who I am. That's not what I wanted to be. I wanted a business. I was calling myself a business, and I had goals that were more in line with having a business. And so basically what the leader of the conference said was, all right, let's look at your profit and your income and your losses and your expenses. And I'm like, hold on, what? Like, I mean, I was a business minor in college, so, I know how to run a business, right? And so I was like, I don't know. And she's like, okay, well, what's your vision statement? And I'm like, a vision statement? What do you mean? Like, I'm a Beachbody coach. I am a nutrition counselor. I have my master's degree in nutrition. And she's like, no, that's not a vision statement. That's not a mission statement. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have none of that. And so she, being the leader of the business conference, obviously she had her own book that she was selling and promoting, but basically that book walked you through a very step-by-step way of developing a written out business plan with written out financial goals and all of these things that I was not doing. So I spent a month and a half going through that book, sitting down with my spouse, and we drafted a vision for and drafted an actual plan for what I had rummaging around all in my head for about 2 years prior to that. So how many employees and team members do I oversee? So Nourish 927 is just me. I have been in the market for a virtual assistant, but as many of you know, it's kind of, especially if you're a budding entrepreneur, it's hard to find someone who shares the same passion for what you do and understands what you do. So I've interviewed a few people, but that just weren't the right fit. So I am in the market for a virtual assistant. But, so that part of it is just me. But because I do work with a network marketing platform, I am a partner with them. I don't work for Beachbody. I partner with Beachbody, which we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. But, my personal team as of today has 67 coaches in it. Now, their teams and their teams and all of that, we're well over 300, which is super exciting because that's the mission. I want to encourage and lead and equip other women to not only be present in their own physical journeys, but to transform their family's legacy. So if that means their family's health legacy, then that can mean that. But that also can mean more. That can mean financial legacy. That can mean the character of who we are and what we do and how we lead. So I'm really excited that we have over 300 team members right now. It's really exciting. How do I stay organized? Oh my goodness. So I don't want to lie and say, oh, I'm super organized all the time. Not at all. I try really hard to be organized, and thank God for technology, right, you guys? There are some really great resources out there. One of them that I use is called Asana. It's a website, you can look it up. But that helps me stay organized. Also, iCalendar is really helpful. We're an Apple family. So my husband and I both sync our iCalendar. He is an active duty military soldier or officer, and So he has a very busy calendar as well. And I have a very busy calendar in my own business, but I'm also a mom of two and a church leader and all kinds of stuff. So we need our calendars in sync at all times. Otherwise, this whole thing it's a disaster. So iCalendar saves our life because it syncs to my computer, syncs to his calendar. We're all in sync as long as we're adding this stuff to the calendar, right? And the other thing is I built a couple of systems as far as daily time management goes. I do have set business hours for my day. And so I was finding myself, okay, I'm going to be this businesswoman. I'm the CEO of my business. And I'm like, all right. So from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. while my kids are in school, right? I have a preschooler and a kindergartner. I was like, okay, I have these business hours. Now what do I do with them? I didn't know what to do. And so thank God the team that I am a part of had really great resources, but I had to tweak those and make sure they worked for myself and my team, which are a lot of busy moms. And so I do a lot of time blocking, and I actually use my phone and my timer. I will time myself for specific things. I'm like, okay, I know I have a grand total of 3 hours, but let's spend 1 hour, dedicate 1 hour of that to building my network, finding brand new people to talk to, finding brand new people to connect with and build a genuine relationship with. And so I will set my timer, and that's what I do. And I have this little checklist of things that works really well for me to build my business. Let's see, that's pretty much what I do. And that's how I train my teams, because what I really want is duplicatable success. So that's part of equipping, and that's part of teaching, is that I equip and teach these people systems that have worked for me. And sometimes those are modified systems from other very successful coaches, and sometimes they're things that I have just found that work in my own personal experience. Okay, how do I lead my team to success? Well, I go first. I do the scary stuff, which is not, I think other people want to see somebody else go first, but that's not leadership. Sometimes leadership is going first and starting something and knowing that I don't know if this is going to work, but hey guys, we're just going to try it. We're going to give this a shot this month. And you know what? If it doesn't work, it's not a failure. We can learn from that. We can take the bits and pieces of it that did work, and we can reshape them, and we can remold them, and we can turn them into something that does work. So that's part of leadership. Another part of leadership is that you can't just lead in your business. You have to be a leader, because a leader isn't just a leader in this room. A leader is a leader in all the rooms. So whether that be my church, whether that be my community, whether that be at the grocery store, whether that be my children, I need to step up and be a leader in that aspect. I cannot just sit back and let life happen to me. Life is happening for me, and I need to evaluate and respond and lead appropriately. So that's part of being a leader. Another part of being a leader is taking personal initiative and ownership over not only my business, but my own, because my business is a health journey. I need to take ownership of that health journey and realize that what I do in my personal health reflects in my business. And so being a leader and showing up for myself and treating this like a business is a big part of that. So how do I stay motivated and motivate others in my business? Well, if we could all figure that out, we would just all be geniuses and have these multi-million-dollar businesses, right? Number one is I read personal development daily. I used to absolutely eye roll and gag and be like, that's so silly. Why would I need a self-help book? Number one, that's prideful. We all need self-help. We all need help. But I consider those, and you guys are probably going to laugh at me, but I consider those people my friends. I consider them my mentors. People like Brene Brown and Mel Robbins and Hal Elrod, and there's lots and lots of these people. Those are kind of the more new age, no, I don't call them new age, that's not good. Those are kind of the newer people in the realm of personal development, but there's tons and tons and tons of personal development. Go to Barnes & Noble and go to the personal development section. You can just pick out all kinds of stuff. I have a list on my website of books that I recommend. Grant Cardone is a good one. Anyways, there's just tons and tons and tons. But I intentionally set aside 10 to 15 minutes of my day for reading that. I also listen to podcasts, all kinds of things that remind me that I don't know it all. It's really easy as an entrepreneur to get very prideful because you are very proud of what you've created, that you know it all. I know my business better than anybody else knows my business. Well, that's not true. A lot of times, one of the famous quotes in our arena is success leaves clues. So humbling yourself and looking at other business leaders, whether that be in your same industry or not, and saying, what can I learn from them? I look at every opportunity and every conversation and every realm of everything in a filter of what can I learn from this? What can I take away from that person in that industry that can be applied to my industry? That's another way that I personally stay motivated. I also encourage my team. I try to put out new things every day, every week, just to encourage them and motivate them. I reward success in that. I do a lot of incentives. The company that I partner with, Beachbody, does a lot of incentives, lots of trips, monthly goals, all kinds of fun little things to earn. So I utilize that system with my team as well. We do a lot of trips because I love to travel, and so do they. Like attracts like, so people who are like me typically are attracted to the similar things that I'm attracted to. Let's see, the other things that I do. So just like any other business, direct or network marketing, direct sales, MLM, multi-level helping, MLH, multi-level helping network, all of the, whatever you want to call it, it's a business just like anything else. Just like working at CVS is a business. There are going to be days where it's not fun, and I have to have visual reminders of the things that drive me toward my goal and toward my mission. And those things look like personal success stories from my team. They look like client success stories. I keep a file on my computer of my clients before and after photos, so that when I get discouraged or when I see other coaches being discouraged, say, remember, this is the power that we have. Collecting those stories and putting them into a folder. If you want to print them out, put them in a folder on your desktop. But whatever your personal entrepreneurship is, collect every success story, even if it's not from your network and your team yet. Remind yourself of those and be sure that you can point back and say, she did this, and she has the same 24 hours in the day that I do, and so if she can do this, so can I. Those kind of things really help. Excuse me. How have I turned direct sales business into a personal business? Well, number one, I don't consider myself working for Beachbody. I work with Beachbody. They are a partner. I am a CEO of my own business. And part of that is taking ownership of my own business. So not just relying on Beachbody for my business mentorship, because that can get very tunnel visioned. I look at all kinds of industries and do a lot of research marketing. And do a lot of that kind of stuff because, like I said, I look at everything with what can I learn from this. But Beachbody is just a platform for me. I mean, first and foremost, I'm a nutrition counselor. I'm very passionate about whole food nutrition and the power that it has in healing and changing your body. And so it's very important to me that I lead with that from the front. So no matter what Beachbody does, that's my platform. Now, granted, I chose Beachbody because they mirror my platform that I already had. They had built this incredible network of resources and business guides and workouts, which is not my area of expertise, of products, excuse me, that I personally agree with and have done independent research on. That is what sets this apart from any other opportunity out there, because I am in control of my own business. Beachbody's not in control of that. They are my partner and they help me, and they also incentivize me with a paycheck, which is super exciting because it's one of those things. And there's a new, they're calling it a new, I don't want to call it a trend, but there's new terminology called micro influencers, and that is the way that sales are made nowadays. It seems like how many times have you seen something on somebody's Instagram and you're like, oh my gosh, she said that hair curling wand works really, really well. I should try that. And then you see it at Target and you're like, oh yeah, that girl said that this was good, or those jeans. That's being a micro influencer. And that's what I do in all kinds of aspects, but specifically because I believe in Beachbody's products and their services, I attach myself to that, because even if I didn't make a dime off of it, I'm still going to use their stuff because I believe in it and I know that it works and that I respect their platform and the lengths that they go to hold the integrity of their products. So, what is the most challenging aspect of my business? the mundane stuff. And I think that anybody who's building a successful business will tell you that the success is made in the mundane, everyday things, the things that are so easy to skip. You've already made 10 calls today, so why do I need to make the 11th? Why, like all of those little mundane things. I always go back to brushing your teeth. It's the easiest thing to skip. You're like, oh, I could just skip it. Well, you skip it once, you're not going to die, right? Like your teeth aren't going to fall out because you skipped brushing your teeth one day. But if you skip it too many times, you're going to have health issues. And that's the same thing in your business. Yes, can I take the day off? Absolutely. Because I am a self-made entrepreneur here, I technically could take all the days off. But does that produce income? Does that drive my business forward? No. Those little things that we do every single day are the things that truly, truly drive our business forward. But those are the boring things sometimes. Sometimes those are the things like sending out a newsletter. Do I want to send out another newsletter? No. Only 3 people, responded to my last one. Why do I even need to do this? That's the stuff that's hard. That's the stuff that personal development stuff I was talking about, that keeps motivating you and driving you forward. Okay. Being told no. Nobody likes being told no, but really detaching myself from that and realizing that not everyone wants what I have and that's okay. It's not a personal reflection of me. And I would encourage you as budding entrepreneurs to remember that if somebody doesn't want what you have, that's not a reflection on you. That's a reflection of their needs. Either they aren't educated enough in what you do and how it can fill their need, or they just aren't in need of that yet. I always go back to a story I was told about a girl standing on the street corner handing out free coffee. Not everybody likes coffee. Not everybody wants coffee. Not everybody has time to stop for coffee. But there are people that deeply need that coffee and want what you're offering to them. But if you don't consistently show up, nobody's going to get their coffee. So attaching yourself to the no of those people that didn't need it or didn't want it robs those people who do need it and do want it of the blessing of you being there. So that kind of stuff gets old, but it is what it is, and that's just a part of business, and you have to kind of detach yourself from that. If I was to give one piece of advice to rising entrepreneurs, what would it be? Treat whatever business, whether that be a network marketing or direct sales or whatever you want to call it, treat every single business like it is the business that you desire it to be on the end. So what do I mean by that? If you desire this to be a multi-million-dollar business, then treat it like one right now. Even when you're making $5, it doesn't matter. Treat it like a multi-million-dollar business. If you foresee your business going and changing the world, then treat it like a business that will change the world. Don't treat it like some side hustle, like give it the honor and respect that it deserves. Because if you truly believe in what you're doing and you have this great vision for what it could be, that business that deserves your respect and your attention and your time. So treat it like that. Don't treat it like it doesn't matter. Have boundaries in your business. That's another really, really big one. Give your business boundaries. If you set, like, for example, I work from home, so it's really easy for me to just work all day long. But I also have a family and I have other priorities to respect as well. So I hold business hours and I stick to those business hours. If I didn't stick to that, then what respect am I showing my children? What respect am I showing to my spouse? What respect am I showing to my clients? I am telling them how they get to treat me. So if I tell them by answering them at 11:59 p.m. that I'm going to be on the phone or on the computer at 11:59 p.m., I'm telling them that they can do that anytime. And that's not okay with me. Just like a brick and mortar business, I need to set office hours and I need to abide by those. I would never expect to walk into the boutique store down the road or, sticking industry to industry. I would never expect to walk into a counselor's office at 11:59 p.m. and say, oh my gosh, I need help right now. Like, no, you'll wait till 9 a.m. when this business opens. So if you have an at-home business, don't treat it like you can just do it any old time. Treat it like a business. Show it the respect that it deserves. Okay, and do the little mundane things like we were talking. I know it's hard, but doing those, that has the compound effect. So I would really encourage you to Do those things even though you don't want to do them. Brush the teeth even though you don't want to brush them. Do the silly little things because those little things add up to big, big results. All right, guys, please feel free to visit my website at www.nourish927.com or find me on Facebook. I would love to connect with you and get to know you better. So I encourage you to just keep going with your education. I'm so excited for the opportunity to present on this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have a great day.